Shout out to the old school, back in the days. Missing all the good times, don't let the memories fade. Shout out to
Well, hello. Welcome to Focus News and Views with Regent Park. We're live here at Daniel Spectrum, and it's Gabriel and
Thunder Cloud.
so Thunder.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Well, I'm a year older. I had my birthday party.
Care to disclose your age?
No,
Or no.
absolutely not. Middle age is that's what I go by on the show. And it's all
Middle age.
fantasy land here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could be 38, 37.
I'm not disclosing your age because you're a wise man. That's why.
Thank you.
Ah.
So, what do you have for us?
Oh, right,
today?
right. I'm
All right,
busy,
I can start.
busy.
I can start. You can start. I think you start
Busy.
normally. So.
All right. Okay. Oh, nice. And what have I found? Wow. I have found that I've been up to Cabbagetown a little bit. I know it's north of Regent Park, but actually Corktown, which is sort of Regent Park lower, used to be called Cabbagetown back in the day. And that's because the Irish people had a potato famine in Ireland and they had no food. So they started moving away and they moved to Ontario and grew cabbages on the front lawn of the little houses they built. And the little houses were called cottages. And some of them still exist on Shooter Street and around on Bright Street as well. I believe the Irish people used to live. So anyway, I have a little announcement here because I've been focusing a lot on Regent Park. So I have focusing on focus. So I have a little announcement here. Join us for a Cabbagetown family picnic. Picnic potluck, Thursday, June 22nd from 5:30 and on. That's in Cabbagetown. So Cabbagetown families are asking everyone to come and join on the 22nd, as I said, from 5:30 and on at the picnic tables outside the farm. And that's Riverdale Farm, which is beautiful and really a great, it's like really green there and lush. And there's a thing called a silo there. There's a variety of animals because it is an existing old farm. I don't know if you've ever been there, Dan.
Oh, I go through there every day to get here.
Oh, you're kidding. Cool. So anyway, go to the picnic tables, bring food to share with 10 to 12 people and plates and cutlery for your family and something to sit on. Now, see you at the park. Now, some of us have poverty issues, so you don't have to bring 10 to 12 plates to a potluck. I think that's a bit much to ask, but that's what they're asking. Also, paper plates were astronomical cost, even in the dollar store, so I opted out for little tiny plates, and that seemed to work.
Hey, there's napkins too to hold your food.
Oh, those were on sale at Winners, by the way.
Oh, for how much?
I can't recall. I got them like months ago. Maybe like I had some winter ones, Snoopy skating.
Oh.
I've come across a beautiful brotherly run cafe. It's a Mexican coffee and brunch cafe. It's called La Gloria. And it's on Parliament Street at 453 Parliament Street, downtown here. And it's kind of in between Cabbagetown and Regent Park, and it's on the east side of Parliament, and they have 100% organic and gourmet coffee. And the brothers are Saul and David, and they're from Mexico. And it's a really cool place. They've got art on the walls that's indigenous art, and they can explain what the art represents. They've got a little mini library that is so awesome. They've got Spanish books. They also have group discounts, and they have a really nice variety of coffees, flavored coffees. They give you a sample if you go in, and they also have Mexican sandwiches, really nice salads, and I'm not sure if that says quesadillas or not. I haven't got my reading glasses on. Anyway, go see the guys. They're carrying our zine, and I promised I'd do a shout out because they're fairly new. I believe they opened in May, I believe. And that's La Gloria Mexican Coffee and Brunch Cafe. And they serve coffee and beautiful sandwiches and salads and offer discounts for little groups. And they do catering as well, I believe. So I just went and met them. I made a point of going in and meeting them. And they're really warm and fuzzy people. So I'm definitely going to bring friends and treat them there. So, also, I wanted to mention, I don't know if you know, but there's a health bus. You know, if you ever don't want to go to a doctor or you don't have a doctor, and also, you know, some things are personal and you might not want to tell your doctor even that you're curious about something you may have, that there is a health bus, and more than one in town, downtown here. Where you can find the health bus is Queen Street East at Moss Park area, which is your area you cover, Gabe. And that's okay. That was on Mondays, and this is a little outdated, but I think they'll still be there on Mondays. In the evening on Mondays, they're at All Saints Church, which is Dundas Street and Sherburne Street, 5 to 7. The Moss Park area one is at Queen and Moss Park, Queen Street East, and Queen Street East and Ontario Street. And that's 1 p.m. to 3 on Monday and Tuesday. And then at the 519 Church Street, which is a little uptown, which has a lot of great programming. And speaking of Pride time, the 519 Church has the health bus there. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And that's on Monday and Tuesday as well. So, also at the Sherburne Health Center on Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. the health bus will be there. That's at 333 Sherburne Street. And there is a drop-in on Wednesdays. It's called Wink and Stash and Hep C at 333 Sherburne. That's at Wednesday, 10 a.m. to noon. And it's kind of fun. They give out snacks. Very friendly there. You can go and ask questions too. And then on Thursday, the health bus will be at the Works, Dundas Street East, and Victoria Street from 10 to 12. And then Friday, Holy Trinity Square, Trinity Square, and James Street. So that's at the Eaton Center, right, Gabe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so 10:30 a.m. to 12, and then back at All Saints on Dundas Street East, Sherburne Street, from 1:30 to 3:30. So that's a little bit about the health bus, and you can get I believe you can get harm reduction supplies on there as well, and they'll look at certain health issues. Yeah, so that's just a little something extra if you're homeless or between places or between doctors, because or if you move from out of town into Toronto and you don't have a doctor, your healthcare is lapsing for some reason, or you just need an alternative to an MD or doctor that you go visit in an office. So it's good to have that. Anyway, I know I have touched on this. It's a play that's going on in Daniel's Spectrum right now at 585 Dundas Street East is where we are. And it's a play. I just met, is it the producer? Down in the hall there, and he reminded me that Access Me is a queer disability and sex positive performance, and that's my friend Frank Hall. He's in the play. He's a person with disabilities and a great actor and dancer, and Access Me is a provocative, intimate, hot, and sexy play. It's June 16th to 24th. It's at Aki Studio, which is 120 Black Box Theater at Daniel Spectrum here. So I'll just do a little bit about that and I'll move on because I know you have quite a lot to cover. Mm-hmm. So just reminding you that on June 23rd from 4 to 9 p.m. we have another Eid celebration. Eid al-Adha, which is, there's one Eid and then there's this Eid as well. There's more than one Eid. So we're having the Cultural Bazaar, and it's at 660 Dundas Street East at the World Pavilion building on the north side of Dundas Street East. So we've got all kinds of good things. I'll be at the bazaar, and I'll be doing readings, card readings, caricatures. It'll be a safe space for the children. I've got some special books that I ordered on stress, because COVID has left us with a lot of stress, and kids go through a lot of stress, and we all do. We're kind of shaking off COVID, right? Yeah. Still. So, anyway, there's live music, raffles, henna, multicultural food, popcorn, cotton candy, artisanal products, handmade clothing and jewelry, and more. There's lots of food. Please come hungry. And everything is really reasonably priced. You get a really nice meal there. So also, Nami Res Powwow is this weekend. And it's at Fort York, June 17th and 18th. And it's free, totally. Except, if you want to buy, they have jewelry and native crafts and clothing and all kinds of stuff for sale. And a lot of powwow dancing, which is a welcoming. So we're saying, come to this event. You're welcome here on the land. And come enjoy the beauty of the healers. The dancers are doing healing dancing. So they're dancing for the people who need extra help, benefits of health, and they're dancing of, that nobody gets harmed. They're praying when they're dancing. That's what it is. So not just beautiful. They're called outfits. They're called outfits. They're not called costumes. That this woman is wearing. And some of the dances replicate bird movements. In Métis culture, we do the duck dance, and it's imagery of flight and movement, and sometimes there's even a bear around that dances. So come celebrate with traditional and contemporary music, dance, artisan, and culinary experiences of the First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people of Turtle Island. And that's toronto.ca/IAF, as in Frank. So that's pretty well everything. You can go online if your phone works. My phone is down right now due to AirPen something. Anyway, happy Pride to you all. I was given this little beaded pin.
Oh, lovely.
The other day because I did a survey and for an Indigenous information gathering. So I was very touched when they gave me a little heart. And so I'm 1 year older and I'm still a sweetheart, they tell me. So I'm humble and I'm here shouting out on Regent Radio. So pass it over to our other host, Gabe.
All right. Well, the first area of news that I want to cover is Dixon Hall is evicting Strathcona hotel residents with no plan. 3 years ago, the city of Toronto opened the Dixon Hall-operated Strathcona Shelter Hotel on the promise that it would provide a pathway to housing. Living at the Strathcona has given many of us the stability to find work, go to school, build a community, and recover from trauma. The Strathcona's imminent August closure and Dixon Hall's careless lack of planning or accountability will force us into dangerous, unsuitable congregate shelters or back onto the streets, moving us to other hotels slated to close within a year is not a solution either, and doesn't address that many after years at the hotel, many of us are no closer to having any kind of housing plan. Many of us haven't even met with a housing worker more than once, if at all. We've demanded that Dixon Hall honor their commitments by ensuring that each resident has an active individualized housing plan, a requirement of Toronto shelter standards. 2. Bringing the tax and ID services regularly that we need in order to be housing eligible directly to the hotel. 3. Including us in negotiations with the city around our future relocations. And 4. Providing a timeline for the above and for our relocation as soon as possible so that we can start making plans. Dixon Hall management has responded to these demands with vague assurance, little follow-through, and by passing the buck to the city. Being unhoused shouldn't take away our right to basic dignity and self-determination. We will not be forced to go backwards. If you have any information, if you want any information about this, you can call or email Dixon Hall Management and use this sample script. Now over here, I have a little pamphlet about Olivia Chow, and we've done some in the past with Josh Matlow, I believe.
Josh Matlow.
Josh Matlow, yeah. With Olivia Chow as our mayor, we can build an affordable, safer, and caring city. Olivia is committed to historic investments in housing and stronger protections for renters to ensure everyone has a roof over their head, a TTC that is safer, more reliable, and a better experience for all. And we'll get back to that because I want to cover transit today for all the top 4 candidates. Improving city services like parks, libraries, and roads, and a new deal for Toronto with funding that grows with the economy. Learn more about Olivia's plan at www.oliviachow.ca. Alright, now to jump into the mayoral race and talking about transit today. Next week I want to cover housing, but this week we'll be doing transit. And these are, the points that I have here just apply to me. There were some other points, but some of it I just I didn't
It's
understand,
fine.
so
It's our show.
I'm just
You
talking
can
about
do-
it for students. I think this is more relevant to students, but it might be relevant to everybody.
Good.
It's relevant to anyone who uses the TTC.
Good.
All right, so Olivia Chow, she wants cheaper fare evasion tickets. So if you get ticketed, she doesn't want it to be the 500, I think that it is. Maybe it's 400. I'm not sure how much it is, but she wants that to be cheaper. And faster and more reliable service. For Mark Saunders, he wants body-worn cameras and mental health training on 200 special constables spread out throughout the TTC stations. So there's going to be an additional 200 special constables, and they will have body cameras and mental health training. And he wants to reduce loitering on TTC properties too. For Josh Matlow, he wants to reverse recent TTC service cuts, reduce senior fares by 15 cents. And I forgot to mention, but Mark Saunders also said he wants seniors to ride free on Mondays.
Yay.
Josh Matlow reduced senior fares by 15 cents and make an independent inquiry into the Eglinton crosstown delays. Anna Bilal wants to charge only $2 for TTC service on Queen Street and other construction routes, which would be nice because it's always frustrating trying to get to Union Station from where I live, because it used to be 30 minutes and now it's 40, but it can also take up to 50 or 55 because the two bus/tram that I'm taking aren't well, they're not in sync with each other or not well timed. So sometimes you're waiting like 10 minutes for the other one to come. She wants to hire more TTC workers, implement more security cameras, and clean stations more often. So what do you think about any of those? Any of them stand out?
I like lower fares myself. I like free for seniors. I think that's great because not all seniors are rich. A lot of people think, because you're old, you've had a full life of working and saving money and maybe got money from your parents way back, or have more time to accrue interest on your money, and it's not true. There are poor seniors out there as well.
That's what I mean. Like, I was talking with this guy who works at the food bank, and he was saying that they're seeing a lot of seniors at the food bank who just can't afford groceries because they're what's it called, retirement fund, what's that called, what's the money you get after you retire from your job? Or
seniors pension.
Yeah, their pension can't cover everything, the house and the cost of food.
And with the rents, if you don't get a subsidized unit, you're paying anywhere from, you're lucky if you get anything for $1,000, if you've mentioned before, like rents are $2,000 and up.
$2,000 and up, even more than that, $2,500.
And
for average.
And then care actually costs extra. Dental got recovered. I believe dental was taken away, and dental was brought back to be covered. And I'm not sure where eye tests are. Mm-hmm. I'll have to talk to my mother. She's 85.
Oh. Yeah.
So.
Well, that brings me to my next topic of conversation.
Okay.
Which is this is from an article on the Bridge, talking about living in downtown Toronto. Article by the Bridge, June 3rd, 2023. Renting apartments in Toronto's downtown east is possible as long as tenants are willing to sacrifice other priorities, area residents say. According to live.rent, a rental platform that conducts research in Toronto, the average one-bedroom unfurnished unit in downtown Toronto costs about, do you know?
Average, I'd say $2,000 2,200.
You're close.
How close?
2,400.
Okay, I'm 200 off.
Yeah. 207 off.
I
actually.
lowballed it a little bit.
Oh, that's It's,
Wow, that's shocking.
yeah. Per month. Other popular rental sites such as condos.ca, Facebook Marketplace, and Zumper.com show similar prices in the Spadina Avenue, Bloor Street, the Esplanade, and River Street neighborhoods. Generally, rents range from $2,200 to $5,000 per month for luxury one-bedroom apartments. One bedroom. Ava Thorne is an undergraduate student at Toronto Metropolitan University who lives in the St. Lawrence neighborhood. She says, I work a minimum wage job at a restaurant in the financial district, and I'm financially independent from my parents, so I work 30 to 40 hours a week to be able to pay rent every month, she said. Even with a full horse load, Thorne was working during the school year. It was not fun, to put it nicely. My grades and mental health and physical health definitely suffered, but I didn't really have a choice, she said. I don't have the safety net of wealthy parents or a healthy rainy day fund, she added. Vasu Mistry, who recently completed a master's degree, is trying to move to downtown Toronto from Ottawa for a well-paying job offer. Right off the bat, he says, I'll be paying 60% more than what I used to pay in Ottawa. As a student, I found Ottawa to be quite affordable compared to Toronto, Mistry said. He'll share a two-bedroom apartment with a friend, with prices ranging from $3,000 to $3,500. Mistry's major problem, I know, that's crazy. Mistry's major problem in finding an apartment so far has been lack of recent pay stubs. Part-time pay stubs are not enough. A minimum 750 credit score and Toronto landlord references. Some landlords were not willing to accept references from Ottawa, he said. Based on his experience, Mistry said that people in a similar situation as him, with no guarantor but having a good credit score, will have huge trouble finding an apartment in Toronto. They might have to settle for a basement even if they have a great salary. A common misconception is that residents can simply move to another part of town that is less expensive. But the main reason I chose to live in this area is to be close to campus, Thorne said. Now my entire life is downtown. He says, I love living down here. Most of the time, it's absolutely worth the struggle. I'm not sure if I would agree with that, but...
Agree.
Not for his sake, but...
What are you disagreeing with?
That if I was paying $3,500, that'd be worth the struggle. If I was paying that much a month. I mean...
No, that's just throwing money away. That's too much.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think it's worth it.
You know what? The thing is that if you had a mortgage on a house, it wouldn't even be that much a month.
That's what I mean.
So you could put your money towards buying a house at $3,500 a month should be more than adequate for a mortgage on a house.
Yeah.
It's so sad that, it's just become like a money pit where landlords, are taking advantage of the market and people that are vulnerable. You're trying to get on your feet and go through school with your education. I know because my niece got in Metropolitan. It was Ryerson when she started. Mm-hmm. She got in took architecture, and she's born in Toronto. She did not get any housing when she applied to the University of Ryerson, then, now Metropolitan Toronto University. Mm-hmm. And she didn't get any housing even though she applied. And so my brother and sister-in-law, who are not rich, my sister-in-law is self-employed. My brother won the World Cup for Canada for cooking at the Olympics, the cooking Olympics in Luxembourg. But, he's got, they have a humble house. they still have a son living with them who's in his 20s, and my niece. And they couldn't find housing, so she ended up taking a apartment around Young College, because going to that university nearby, and she had to share it with other students, and even sharing cost them, because her father was paying and mother, cost them way back, like this is, I think, maybe 5 years now. It cost my niece over $1,000 a month to share. Whoa. Amongst either 2 or 3 other students. And also, she had a student loan to pay back. So she'd not only be going to university, taking architecture, she had a part-time job at a restaurant, which I won't name, nearby where they live. So she's having to commute. Also, she had to move back. She did graduate, and now actually she's the helper working for the university. She excelled, and she did get a scholarship to start, I think, possibly, if I'm telling the story right. Anyway, it's not easy. She's still working the loans off for her education, because university is expensive, right?
Yeah.
So how does one get ahead? And then once you graduate and you have your credentials, with no experience in the field, how do you secure a job and get ahead? You still have all this debt behind you. I know there is loan forgiveness at college, loan forgiveness on the basis of permanent disability way back in the day. I'm not current. I did go to a Georgian college meet.
George Brown.
No, at Georgian.
Oh.
Georgian. It's just called Georgian.
Oh, never heard of it.
They had a meeting downstairs in Ada Slade Hall, and I went for Georgian. I think they called it Georgian University. Google that sometime.
Yeah, Georgian. How, with a G or a J?
G. And it was a very interesting meeting. It talked about ways you can get money and scholarships and etc. They had a couple people students from our neighborhood, Regent Park, that the show was in, that who actually went through university, and one fellow ended up working at a bank.
Ooh, nice.
And which he was happy with, and I can't remember what the other fellow. So it's all interesting, and it's not an easy life to get an education and stay housed.
Yep.
And how do you eat? It's like you've got rent, you've got your student loans, you've got you need clothing, and when the seasons change in Toronto, you need winter boots and winter coats. So Value Village is looking good, or Double Take here.
Double Take even better than Value Village. Value Village now is like a vintage, as a luxury.
Oh, I haven't been to Value Village for a long, long time.
Oh yeah, they have a luxury Value Village now. It's on Queen Street, I believe.
Really? So here are that, students.
Yeah, if you want luxury clothing, go to the luxury Value Village. I got some very nice
luxury.
My backpack is from there, and yeah.
What brand? You're not going to disclose the brand.
No disclosure of the brand. It was Mackenzie Kids is the brand, but I thought it said Mackenzie Kings. I thought, but it says Mackenzie Kids, and I was like,
Well, I'm the only king around here.
Well, with me, co-king, co-host.
Co-host. Okay.
Two hosts, one king, and the queen.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. This is Regent Park Focus, News and Views. Nice being with everyone today, even though we can't see you. And signing out, it's Gabriel Meissner. And
Thunder Cloud, thanks for watching. Live, loud, and proud from Regent.
stay strong.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please follow us on all our social media platforms, and for more information, please check out our website.